Hey everybody, how's it going? This is take number 2 of this video because the first one's audio sounded so bad that I couldn't even stand to edit it. But I'm just going to be talking about the Ersatz M10 because a lot of people are going to be ending up with this tank within the next couple of days. Whether you have it already, you need to complete one, maybe two, or you missed a bunch and you're going to have to think about buying a couple to make your way through. I believe there are, so we're at 14 right now. I don't remember the exact number that you have. I believe it runs until the 22nd, so if you are close, you can do the math there. But this is the golden goose egg, so to say, of the festive quest this year, which personally I am very happy that they had this tank because it's been a while since we've gotten a higher tier German gift tank. I mean, the last one we got was the pack wagon, which granted this is a beast of a tank, but I mean it's only a rank 2, so it doesn't really help you with grinding, but this thing's going to be a rank 3, and it's going to help a lot of people, I would imagine, grind through the ranks. But, alright, on to the main thing, and off that tangent. So what I wanted to talk about is the armoring on this thing, because it's quite interesting. You may think it's only 3.5 millimeters of armor, but it's actually going to give you a bit more survivability than you might think. Is you can kind of see this spacing here, at least from what I know, just off of my knowledge of how shells work. Heat shells, obviously, you know, if they hit spaced armor, they're not very usable. But this entire frontal plate of this tank is going to act as spaced armor, if I'm correct. So from the front, this thing could be nearly impervious to a lot of heat shells. I mean, granted, when you get up into 400 millimeters of penetration, that spacing might not make a difference, seeing as it's still only an 80 millimeter plate. But against like PT-76s, which you will face, and potentially up into like T-92s and other American tanks, maybe M46s, potentially this frontal plate could protect you. I don't think the mantlet really will because there's not a ton of spacing there. It looks like it basically sits flush with the mantlet in most of the spots. I mean, there's a little bit of spacing, but I don't think enough to really counteract anything. But this frontal plate, it will be interesting to see how it acts. I haven't played too many games, I think just one so far in this tank, but it will be interesting to see in the future how it acts. But the other portion of this video I want to talk about is whether or not this is worth the, I believe it's $50 price tag if you wanted to drop the cash to buy this thing for yourself because you either were away on a holiday, you just didn't have the time, or whatever other reason you might have. I'm gonna say in my mind it is easily worth it because you're getting not only this tank, but you're getting the KV2 1940 if we hit the 500,000 lights, which I think we will easily, seeing as we were getting 10,000 a day and we still have like a week left. But you're also going to be getting this little guy, the Puma of Britain, essentially, which I think would be, it'll just be a little fun tank. You won't really use it much for grinding unless you need to grind out low tiers, which in that case, probably a good little grinding tank. And the obvious M10. I would say personally, if you already have, say, a couple ground out, or you still have a couple days to grind them out, it's not a difficult thing to do, so you can get a couple of them and then buy the rest. If you really want this tank, I'd say it's a no-brainer. It'll be a good rank 3 grinder, train crews on it, do whatever you need to do to grind out your Germans. I mean, granted, I don't really need to anymore, but if I had had this when I was back around rank 4, it would have helped me out tremendously. So, let me know what you guys think of this tank. Do you think it's going to be stupidly overpowered? Do you think it's going to destroy in sim, or do you think you're just going to get team killed most of the time? Seeing as how, well, if you play sim, you know how people in sim can be. So let me know in the comments, and I will catch you guys hopefully with some live gameplay of this tank within a week or so.